Good morning. I welcome you all to this webinar. As you all know, we are here to brainstorm on the theme, the need for reforms in government school, the case of Biswambar Vidyapitha, our school. As per the program laid out and shared, we'll follow that, and I request all the speakers to abide by the time slot allotted. We'll have the discussion by all participants after that. I'm really glad to say that the response to the initiative is very good so far. And let me tell you, this is the beginning of the series of webinars we will be doing. While we all as members of this alumni have shown our interest in a couple of things to do for the betterment of the school, I understand and you all will also agree that we have been very fond of our school, very proud of our school, and consider that the learnings of our past have been instrumental in our very being what we are today. The overall value and belief system, our thought process are somewhere or the other connected to the system we were put into when we were students. I keep on saying in various such forums that values or qualities that we have are nothing but our habits. And in the overall education system, the school as an institute, our teachers, and of course our parents had played significant roles in building up these habits or qualities in each of us. And so it is going to be with the students of today. So if we talk about reforms, we cannot leave it just one or two aspects of it, but take an overall view of the whole system. Of late, we observe that things are not probably moving in the right direction as far as development is concerned, be it the outlook towards education, the very sense of pride for the school, the basics of why and how teachings are imparted, etc. I'm not going to talk about the what part here because that is a very fixed, or I would say baseline parameter. As syllabus change will be a different aspect altogether. I don't know how many of the parents will even agree that they are really happy with the school, or the teachers will be gladly supporting the parents' very approach towards the system. However, we have got a very definite scope and a great platform to give our best efforts. Children today look forward to be trusted, to be listened to, and to be cared for. So also we expect children to be responsible, supportive, and drive the future. Generally, children are considered to be very careless, not responsible, and very few people trust them. We often hear this from parents, elders, teachers, and whoever has an evaluating role in the society. My concern is, are we evaluating the children or are we making them? This can be explained by a meaningful statement. They are not useless, they are useless. They are not careless, they are caredless. These two terms, use and care, can save this world. Yes, save this world from falling into darkness of hatred, low self-esteem, frustration, and create a beautiful place to survive, explore, and grow. Bookish knowledge alone is not enough. We need to ensure that they connect to day-to-day life and its responsibilities. They need to have a bigger vision and also know that it is possible to achieve any goal with the help of certain characteristics which can be built up when they are studying. I'll give a good example here. As we all can observe, the concept of Saraswati, the goddess of learning, is very interesting. If we look at the figure of goddess, you will see that she's holding a musical instrument, a book, and a rosary. The book symbolizes nourishing the left brain, which deals with science. The musical instrument symbolizes nourishing the right brain, which deals with arts. And the rosary symbolizes the meditative aspect. All these aspects are required to make the education complete. So this holistic developmental view could help us while we are talking about the reforms. How and when we are planning to achieve that is what we need to discuss. With this note, I would request our keynote speaker, Mr. Malla Mishra, to take us through his exploration and views. Thank you. Over to Mr. Malla Mishra.
Good evening, friends, fellow alumni of Biswambar Vidyapith. We have all assembled today as a part of an exercise which was conferred on me by virtue of the fact that I was appointed some time back as head of the Student Learning Committee of the school Biswambar Vidyapith Alumni Group. So, in pursuance of that mandate, this is our first exercise. It's a brainstorming session which we are going to hold, basically to pick up views of our fellow alumni about how well we can address systemic issues of the school in terms of bringing about reforms in the school. We have, of course, titled the theme of this discussion as need for reforms in government schools, but I'm not going to cover government schools here because that will require a broader discussion, and we can go into discussing our school first, and maybe some of these points at a later time may be extrapolated into a larger discussion. Having said that, I must say that all of us are assembled here today with the primary objective that we are first and foremost alumni of this school. This is our school. And we have all passed out from this school at different points of time, followed different trajectories, moved out into the world, and then again have come back, assembled here with the purpose that we should do something for the school. Now, all of us have also noticed that this school, since the days we were there, all of us were there, has been declining steadily. And we want to find out why it has been declining. What are the reasons for that? In fact, we have to do a root and branch evaluation of the school now with a full-fledged, what should I say, a diagnosis of the problem. And once we diagnose the problem, we have to come to a cure because the school is now before us as an ailing patient. And we have to apply the particular medicine what the patient needs. And to formulate that medicine, we have to understand what is wrong with our education system, which is transmitting into our school, and following which a government school of the status of Biswambar Vidyapith is today languishing in neglect and decay. Now, first of all, I would flag the point that there is a dire need for data about the school. Here I refer to some basic data like the student population of the school, the teacher population of the school, the ratio between girl students and boy students, the ratio between male teachers and female teachers, and related data. And most importantly, data related to the income patterns of the parents of the school, of the children. That is, how many of them are from socioeconomic background in terms of poverty levels below and above. What is their kind of average monthly income of the parents? All these things needs to be factored when we are considering different things which we can do for the school in terms of providing them facilitation. Now I come to some of the core concerns which I have flagged in my presentation, and I'll go over them now. The first concern is the teacher. Now the teacher is obviously the first factor which comes into play when we get into a school. Without a teacher, there can be no school. Now, as I have seen, I have visited the school several times, and I have had extensive sessions with the teachers of the school. In fact, I've met them 2-3 times also, and the headmaster had been present with me. And I've seen that the overall quality of teachers is quite comparable to any other school anywhere, including in the private sector. In fact, I was surprised to learn that some of these teachers are even doctorates. So having done the PhDs, why should they be teaching in the school? That, of course, is a different subject. I need not go there. But the fact is, our teachers are well qualified. But do they have the ability to teach? Do they have sufficient rapport with the students? Can they spare time for the students outside of the classroom? Can they bring in some kind of their additional knowledge to the student? These are pertinent questions. So here it leads me to think that we have to now train the trainers, which means we have to organize capsule courses for the teachers themselves, so that the teachers are more attuned, more trained to handle different patterns of school, particularly since we are going to enter into a new phase, which is the new education policy. I will come into that later. Suffice to say that the new education policy will overhaul a lot of things in our school system. So we have to prepare ourselves from now. When the NEP comes into operation from 2022, we have to be prepared. So teacher and teaching, this is a very fundamental aspect of the school, and I want that the headmaster, who I feel is the major factor in the school, who is actually the key actor in the school, he has to be holding a key monitoring and supervisory role. That is, he has to see how the teachers are performing in the class, maybe take their evaluation, maybe we should have performance management of the teachers, which the headmaster should do, and headmaster should have a committee of further evaluators to test the aptitude, the expertise of the teachers at regular intervals, so on and so forth. The second concern is the parent. Now, I feel that the parents, without the parents, there won't be children. And without the parents, students would not come to the school. So our school is basically building upon the goodwill and the cooperation of the parents. That is, they are deciding to send their ward to our school. Why to our school? Because of several considerations. Of course, there is a factor of cheap education in government schools, which helps parents from low socio-economic background to be able to send their children to these schools and not to private schools they can't afford. But over and above, parents would also like to send their children to schools which are giving quality education. So they are sending their children to this school. Now, the headmaster, again, he has to be fully seeing how the parents are faring, even how the parents are faring during the time the student is there in the school. Now, the parent-teacher association meeting is a key factor of generating goodwill between the parents and the teachers in connection with the students. Now, I believe the parents-teacher association is not going well because out of, let's say, 1100 odd students in our school today, as we are reported by the headmaster, hardly 50 parents would come to a parent-teacher association meeting. This is disastrous. This we should change immediately. So what I suggest is PTA meeting should be made compulsory. All parents, either the father or the mother, should be held responsible to attend each and every single PTA meeting. If he or she fails to attend 3 meetings at a row, action should be taken against the student. We are not going to that point to expel the student or take drastic action against the student, but that will go down as a reminder or as a warning to the parent that they got to comply with the regulations of the school. Now, PTA meeting is universal fact. It is done in every school. So it is in the interest of the parents that they should come. In fact, we should educate the parents, and I would suggest if the headmaster is not able to convince the parents to come, why doesn't the alumni itself have sessions with the parents? Why don't you have a mixed session like this with some select parents so that we teach them what is the responsibility of the parent besides sending the student to the school? He should also follow the child's development as he is out of the school, because most of the time after the school he is at home, so he is in the care of the parents. So they will have to have a constant monitoring over the child's development and a report to the teacher concerned, to the class teacher or to the headmaster, whatever that may be. Now, the third key factor is the community. I emphasize on the community because these days community plays a very important role. in building up social awareness. So I would say that when the child is going back from the school to the home, he has some disposable time at his disposal. So what we can then do with the child is have some community centers, or what we can say study center. Now there is also a proposal that we can have a study center in the school, but I personally feel that attending the whole day's program, the routine in the school, again to put him in a study center immediately, it may not be very healthy for the child. So we can give a little gap and have these study centers in the evenings. Now Puri is a town with a very well structured Sahi system, as we all know. So there are these streets, little gullies, these are called Sahis, and most of our children come from Puri within a radius of 5 kilometers. So some of the other students must be coming from this Sahi or that Sahi. So what we need to do is find out who are the elders in that street who can cooperate with us, and go down to them, convince them that you open a study center in your Sahi itself. Or if you have a small street, have a cluster of streets, have a cluster of Sahis and have one study center. So this students can come there in the evenings, do some extra time there. Besides, of course, tuition and coaching and all that, but that is essential. Because then he can go into such a center, is somewhat like a community center, and there should be some, computers or books, whatever he can use at his spare time, so he can do activities. There can be some cultural activities for him. In other words, it would be a holistic kind of place for the child to develop after he goes school. And many a time the child does not get the proper supervision or care of the parent. So in the community center or the student center, he will develop his other talents. Then the fourth important point is infrastructure building in the school. I was very sad and shocked to know and to see that for a population of 1100, 1200 children in our school, we have only 4 toilets, 4 urinals, 2 for boys and 2 for girls. I was distraught. I asked the headmaster, what is this? You mean you are giving 2 toilets for half the students, which is like 500, 600 girl students, 2 toilets, and you expect them to be coming here, and what is the state of the toilet then? How will it function? What is the maintenance procedure? What is the cleaning? So he drew a blank. And later on, I was told that they have employed some 2 sweepers to clean the toilets, but that is highly inefficient, highly inefficient. Luckily, I understand some drinking water facility has been provided by some batch only. Some batch has provided some toilet drinking water facility. Otherwise, that was also not there in the school. The students did not have water to drink during the whole day. You can imagine in what condition these government schools are running. There is no dearth of funds. There are ample funds. But the thing is, these problems are not going across to the authorities, and they just don't know. Or even if they don't know, they don't care. So that is a lot of disconnect between the school authorities and what is happening on the ground, what the students are getting. But the most important facility which we need to build, in my view, is the library. Again, I was very surprised the other day when I went to the school and I asked the headmaster, where is your library? He took me to the library, which was functioning from a corner room, a very small room in their administrative block, just 3 rooms apart from his own room. Now, when we entered the room, I saw a person who was literally dozing on his desk. He doesn't know where he is, what he is doing, why is he there. He's just asked to sit there and he sits there. So when he saw us, he got up. And I asked the headmaster, where do you have the books? He says, the books are all here. I said, where? He said, there. And he pointed towards some steel almirahs. Now, the books are apparently kept in the steel almirahs. I said, how can the children get to read these books? From where? No, we have kept the books for sake of preserving them because they are very old books. We are told to preserve them, and many of these books have been also destroyed because we couldn't use them, and we have been asked to just phase them off. So we are doing that. So see all these schools, there were books lying in heaps in one corner of that room. So what they are doing is they are destroying those books. And the books which are supposedly in good shape, good condition, they have kept them in the almirahs, all closed. So I told, this can't go on. How can a student come inside your administrative block and how does he know what book he is there to issue the book? Do you have a system of computerizing the books? He says, no. I said, how will the student then know? So we are suffering from a lot of deficiency in the school. I think the school is still in a very, very different time warp. And they have just not been able to cope with the modern day situation on how a modern school should be built up. So I told the headmaster, please shift the library out of this building and take it to a well-ventilated place. Like classrooms should also be well-ventilated with proper seating. Everything should be there. The library should be exactly like that. Well ventilated, where books are visible. You have books in the glass panes, in the glass almirahs, and books are behind that. Students can go, and they should be properly digitized or even put in a register properly, and students will go. And I also make a submission here that there must be a library class throughout the day. One class should be earmarked for every batch to go on a daily basis to the library, consult books. If they can find a place, they can read there. If they cannot find a place, they issue the book, come back to their classroom, read, and then return at the end of the day. They can do that. And obviously, the library should have adequate number of journals, periodicals, both in Odia, in English, and books which are to their taste. Now, I believe there is some NGO who's helping in supplying some books, which are school textbooks or, prescribed for school children. Fine, that is okay. But still, I think their stocks would need to be replenished. Now, I would, in my own capacity, from my own library, I am willing to part with some of my books, provided they are appropriate for school children. I'm not very sure, because most of my books are at a higher level, but I can even see, I can sift the books, what I have, and if there are some school textbooks or school books, then I can make a donation to the library. Similarly, I would call upon fellow alumni also to do, if they have some good books to donate to the school library, please do so. Let us build our library. Let us build it properly, and the school must be having some funds also at their disposal, library book purchase funds. So let them also purchase. We can tap on various other resources to replenish this. Now, there is some kind of a committee, I know, in the school. They manage festivals. Though they generate some funds and they do it. If they have some surplus funds, they can do that also. It is a worthy cause. Give good books. Let it be a modern library. And you can have a inter-school lending library program where children from Zilla school can come, borrow your books. Similarly, your children can go to Zilla school library, borrow their books. There can be a inter-school library exchange program. Now, after having said that, I would like to say that there are other activities also which are very much needed in the child's daily routine, such as culture, sports, skill. Now, skilling is very important. Under the NEP, the new education policy which has just come in, there's a lot of emphasis being given to skilling at every stage of the child's development through his education. Now, we have to give adequate a kind of ecosystem we have to provide for the child to develop all these activities, cultural activities, sporting activities, yoga, practice of various skills. And here, one of the skills which the child can also do is to take some special skills. For example, communication skills. Here, I particularly refer to language skills and English language, learning English, speaking English, which is extremely important in the world of today. And many of our Odia children default. They are weak in English. After they go out of the school, again they go into a Odia kind of structure, go out of the college and then to the university. And by the time they come out of the university, they are really not appropriate for any big institution to take them. Many of them fail and they cannot go beyond the state to compete with other states for the simple reason, but English today is the global language. You have to start learning English right from day one in your life. Though the NEP says that the initial years of the child schooling, you have to take the native language and English can come at a later stage. But I believe, why not English in the beginning also? Why don't you get into English straight away? There are many states who are like Telangana, for example. They are adopting, the southern states are adopting that the child can learn English at an earlier stage also. So we can do that. Let us do that, because English will give us the child a sense of esteem, a sense of confidence building, and he can then compete with the outside world. Wherever he goes, he can do well in life. Having said all that, I must say that there are two big interventions which have come about. One is at a global level and the other is a national level. The global level intervention is, of course, as we all know, this dreaded pandemic called coronavirus. Now we are coping, the entire world is coping with this pandemic, and it's been going on since the beginning of this year. And I do not know how long it will go. Let us not remain in the illusion that it will go away soon. It may not go away soon. The vaccine may take a long time to come to us for our benefit. It may be invented somewhere, we don't know. But by the time it reaches us, it may take a long time still. So let us work with whatever is available to us. Now, the biggest fallout of this pandemic has been the extreme focus on digitization and bringing in digital education in a big way, digital learning. Now, digital learning is imparted in each and every institution of our country. In some schools, they are even distributing smartphones to children, needy children who do not have the means to buy, whose parents can't afford. In our school also, there may be some children like that, whose parents may not be having the money to buy them a smartphone. And without a smartphone, the child cannot participate in the online learning process. So we can identify such cases, needy cases who wish to learn further, and we can do some provision for funding. We can take it up, in fact, as a project under the More School project, because as we all know, there is a More School project going on where we give 1/3 of the total expenditure of the project, and More School, the government, gives us 2/3 of the funding. So this can be taken under a More School project, and whatever is, somebody can do the assessment. What are the number of students who do not have smartphones, who needed to be imparted this kind of a digitized education system, and then we can go distribute them. And we have to, because even if coronavirus goes away tomorrow or day after or thereafter, we still have to live in a digital world. The world is getting fast digitized, and there's no going back on that. So if we prepare our children from now on how to move into a digitized world, they'll only benefit. So let us do that and take this as an opportunity for us to train our children properly, train our teachers properly in digital imparting of learning in a digital mode. Our teachers also need to be, they have been perhaps educated in a different way from wherever they came. Now they should learn how they can impart education through the digital mode. And we should do that. The other intervention, of course, as I said, has been the new education policy, the NEP. Now that is still, though the law has come in the central, in the parliament at the center level, now they have also proposed to all the states, because it is a state subject. Education is a state subject. So they have, all the states will have to now give the views on how to apply this NEP into their respective states. Now, I believe in Odisha also, they have formed a few committees and they are taking views from each of these committees. They'll put them together in a report and then they will send the report to Delhi. This is the proper time when we should flag our concerns about how our school, as a government school, and here all the government schools could function in the same way. That we are deficient in infrastructure, we are deficient in proper training, proper teacher facility, we are deficient in many other things as we have discussed. So we can flag these points to the authorities, whoever they are. Maybe the Secretary of School Education or the Minister of School Education. We can write some, our alumni group can write a memorandum to them that this is what is happening in Bisomar Vidyapit and we are the alumni of this group. So we are taking this. So similarly, we have to take advantage of the NEP also and how to adapt our school into the NEP when the NEP comes into operation in the year 2022. So having said that, I must say that in my various visits to the school, I have seen a lot of deficiencies. Many of you would have also seen that. There have been some recommendations from children, from our fellow alumni, how a school can be built up, how we can do what we can do. I think the best thing is whatever we can do, we should do. Give less burden onto as such the headmaster is highly burdened with problems of the school and of the school also. And as he has flagged, there is a safety issue, which is very important. It has to be sorted out properly and urgently. And then he has also said so many other things which he is grappling with. So we will keep all that in mind. We will draw up a kind of a report and we will send this report to various parts, to the district administration, to the state administration, and to various other sectors which need be. We should also involve the NGOs who are willing to come in. One of the participants today mentioned about the Young India Foundation. Now, Young India is a very, very vigilant group, very articulate group. Now, I have gone there, I have spoken there also. I think Young India should be brought in here. They should also help the school to do. Similarly, if we can get the Rotary clubs or other clubs of Puri, and I believe there are a few Rotary clubs who are circulating, let them come. Let them also help. Everybody should give a helping hand. Why not? And we can also put in our bit and do it. I think whatever we can do from our resources, let us do. And about teaching, about providing skills, about providing counseling, I think some of us can do. We are used to it. I can do. Many of us can do. So let us be called upon to action. Let us, have coordinative sections with the headmaster. Let the headmaster sit with us, discuss what we can do for the school. I think since there will be some more sessions like this, we can discuss all these matters threadbare and to the best of our satisfaction. I leave these thoughts with all of us today, and I call upon our fellow alumni to proceed with seeing that Bisomar Vidyapit, which once upon a time had retained a gold standard, where people, parents were eager to send their children to Bisomar, because Bisomar had a certain position among the government schools of Odisha. It may come again. It has to return. We have to make that possible. That the time will come when all our brains will work together to find out that whatever is wrong in the school today has to be plugged, and we have to make a school again a model school for our state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarojini. Thank you, Mala sir, and Susil. There was, as Sarojini said, couple of points. What we heard from the headmaster is quite disturbing. I will not say disheartening. It is disturbing actually. From my point of view, I will put couple of points here. The way Malesar is approaching the overall pain points, I think that is a fantastic way of looking at it. Probably for us who are staying outside Puri or Odisha for quite some time, we are, and this my kid is studying in a private school. So we are quite far away from some of the problems what the headmasters have said, and which is pretty sorry state of affair, if I can use that word. So not going into that thing again. Couple of points. What I want to call out here is, if when I was a student of December Vidapita, there are two schools for Puri actually, Jila School and December Vidapita, and there was of course girls school was there, and a lot of parents preferred girls school for some reason or the other. But in terms of results and in terms of outcomes in the board exam, December Vidapita was definitely one step ahead of all its competition. So where I am coming from, what are the parameters or right now we have to focus on immediate short-term parameters where the positioning of December Vidapita comes to a different level. And if I am not mistaken, the current socioeconomic status of the students who are coming to the school is very different probably when we were studying some 30 years back. So is it because of the benchmarks what our parents are looking for, or it is something else which is currently missing from the school and that needs to be focused as a priority item? And as the headmasters have said, actually, I think that is very good point. In our IT industry, we always talk about 30, 60, 90-day plan. That I guess we need to have a clear plan of 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year plan. This is the minimum we need to achieve in the first 3 months. And in first 3 months, we need to come up with a plan that is even fine. Again, some of the problems are very long-running ones and deep-rooted ones. It cannot be solved at the speed of what we want it to be. So let us come up with some kind of tangible plan, what we need to achieve in first 3 months and in next 6 months or 1 year. So for that, actually, I am perfectly fine to devote my time and energy in whatever way is required to come up with some kind of a holistic plan with a clear idea on what we want to achieve in next 3 months to 6 months. In each of the Sahi areas where we get the students for Vishwambar Vidapita. Probably in our days, again, I am very sure, and probably 15 to 20% did not bother. The kid was going to school and whatever he or she is doing, it was not a matter of big concern. And we expecting that behavior pattern to change of 100% parents, that everybody will be really serious about their child's academic performance. I don't think that is ever going to happen. Yeah, if we can have still 50% of the parents are really serious about their academic performance of their children, I think we can have a good holistic result, or as sir was putting, A1 outcome of the kids, we can expect that. So along with the academic one, so something we can probably put as sports or cultural activities, as Malay sir was talking about, the library, or some of those aspects. Yes, definitely we can look at. So again, I will stick to my time. So my only submission here is, let's come up with a 30-day, rather than 30-day, 60-day. Let's come up with a 3 month, 6 month, 9 month plan. Have some clear, small, short-term goals, what we want to achieve in this period, and then go for the longer-term socio-economic development and betterment as a holistic thing where we want our school to be. So that is, those are the couple of points I wanted to discuss. And again, I am just committing myself to any time and energy, personal time and energy, what we need to give. I am fully committed to it. And thank you everybody for setting up this forum.
Everyone, namaskar to all teachers and seniors, and like to thank Subralina for organizing such meet and giving me opportunity to put my views. It's nice to hear first Malay uncle, then our very young and dynamic headmaster. It's definitely disturbs a few things. Anyway, that's part of life. But here my today's thought is like mindset. Why? How we can change the mindset? Like we all know there is a lot of fascination of getting into English medium school, but that is why. The why answer is definitely quality of teaching and infrastructure. So we really has to work on physical infrastructure as well IT infrastructure. So IT infrastructure plays a major role on developing the quality of teaching as well learning. And Gyan can put a light into that, and he can help also, because I think we have to have a proper IT infrastructure like ERP system. We have to have website. Those things are missing in our school, because that there is we get a gap created between English medium school and Odia medium school, especially in our school. We lack that IT infrastructure. I'm not sure what's presently there, but I didn't hear from headmaster what are the IT infrastructure we have. But we have to have basic IT. I'm not talking about a lot of things, but basic IT infrastructure has to be there, and basic physical infrastructure has to be there, because these are the things which will develop, which will encourage students to come, and which will develop the learning of students and as well quality of teaching. So we really have such a large old batch, old boys association. We can really contribute and help on this. I'm committed. I'm giving my commitment. I can try to help whatever best possible from my side. Many of you must be heard about Roundtable India. I was also part of it. Roundtable India has done immense work on in development of infrastructure of schools all across the country. Even just a couple of days back, I had a discussion with RTI. They have shown interest in our school also. We can always take their help in development of physical and IT infrastructure as well. They can contribute on this, so we can take their help. And the second important factor I wanted to tell is brand. We have to have the brand Odia school. We have never, social media is such a tool where we can brand ODA school, because we have to have impact on the mindset of parents and teachers. Like ODA school, we have done so well. Like Gyan was telling 30 years back, the kind of students are there, and our old batches have done so well in their life. Those things has to be put in as a brand, and the students, like recently present students are doing well, and 97% result has come. A1 is increasing. So definitely where we are missing that creating that brand value. So we have to create a brand ODA school format. We have to focus on brand ODA medium, and we should start branding whatever we have presently. So let us start with a slow year, but we should start. So these are the two important factors I wanted to discuss and take it forward, further discussion on building infrastructure and building brand value. So that's all. So that's all I wanted to put my views today meeting. We can take it forward, and I am committed for this. We can always I can always do my bit. I request everyone also to contribute the way we were doing, and we can do, definitely we'll do better. And finally, I wish everyone stay safe, stay well. Thank you so much.
ମୁଁ ହଉଛି 69 ବ୍ୟାଚ୍ ମଳୟର ଆମର 2 ଜଣ କ୍ଲାସମେଟ୍ ଆଉ ସର୍ଭିସମେଟ୍ ବି। ମୁଁ ସରକାରୀ କଳରେ 37 ବର୍ଷ କାମ କରିଛି। ତେଣୁ ସରକାର ସ୍କୁଲର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ କ'ଣ ଆଉ କ'ଣ କରାହେଇପାରିବ ତା ବିଷୟରେ କିଛି ଅବଗତ ଅଛି। ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ ସ୍କୁଲ ଗୁଡ଼ାକୁ ବି ଷ୍ଟଡି କରିଛି। ଆଉ ପାଠ ଏବେ ବି ପାଠ ମୁଁ ପଢ଼ାଏ। ଆଉ ଖାଲି ଡିଜିଟାଲ ଉପରେ କହୁଥିଲି, ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଭୁଲିଯିବି। University of Hyderabad is the 5th best university in the country. ମୁଁ ସେଠି ପଢ଼ାଏ। 85ଟା ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ରୁ 16ଟି ପିଲା ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରନ୍ତି ଆମର ସବୁ with proper bandwidth. University of Hyderabad has got a lot of infrastructure, କିନ୍ତୁ 85 ରୁ 16ଟି ପିଲା ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରନ୍ତି। ତେଣୁ ମୁଁ ଅନ୍ୟ ଜିନିଷ କହିବି, ଖାଲି ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ଜିନିଷ କେତେ ଗୁଡ଼େ ଭାବିଥିଲି ବହୁତ କହିବା ପାଇଁ। ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମ ସ୍କୁଲ କୁ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଭେରି ପ୍ରାଉଡ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ମୁଁ ବିଶ୍ୱମ୍ବର ବିଦ୍ୟାପୀଠ ଯାଇଥିଲି। ଆମର କୌଣସି ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ନଥିଲା। ପଦବାବୁ ହେଡ୍ ସାର୍, ଦିବାକର ବାବୁ ଗାଇଡ୍ କରିକି ସାରା ଜୀବନ ଯାକି ଆଜି ଯାଏଁ ବି ମୁଁ କହିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି, ଦିବାକର ଯେତେବେଳେ ପଦବାବୁ ପାଇଲେ ଇଏ ଆୱାର୍ଡ, ନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ଆୱାର୍ଡ, ଆସି ମୋ ଘରେ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀରେ ରହିଥିଲେ। ଦିବାକର ତ ସବୁବେଳେ ଦେଖା ହୁଏ। ମୁଁ ସ୍କୁଲକୁ ଯାଏ, ଧ୍ରୁବ ସାର୍ ଥିଲାବେଳେ ଅନେକ ଥର ଯାଇଛି। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ସ୍କୁଲ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ କହିବି, ଆମକୁ ସେ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ଭିତରେ କାମ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ। ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ହେଡ୍ ସାର୍ ପୋଷ୍ଟିଂ ହେଲେ, ତାଙ୍କୁ ପୁରୀରେ ତାଙ୍କ ୱାଇଫ କି ପୋଷ୍ଟିଂ କଲା ହେଲା କନ୍ଧମାଳରେ। ସାର୍ କହିଲେ ଆମ 2 ଜଣଙ୍କୁ କନ୍ଧମାଳ ପଠେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ। So this was the problem. I do not want to go ଏ ସବୁ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଯୋଉ ସିଷ୍ଟମର କନଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଣ୍ଟ ଭିତରେ କିଛି ବି କରିହବ। ମୋର ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ କହିପାରିବି ଆମେ କ'ଣ କରିପାରିବା। ନ୍ୟୁ ଏଜୁକେସନ ପଲିସି ଉପରେ ବହୁତ କିଛି କରିବାକୁ ଅଛି। ଆମ ସ୍କୁଲ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ପ୍ରିପେୟାର କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଅନ୍ୟ ଟାଇମ୍ ଦରକାର। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପଢୁଥିଲୁ, ଦଣ୍ଡପାଣି ମିଶ୍ର ଆମର ସାଂସ୍କ୍ରିଟ ପଢଉଥିଲେ, କହୁଥିଲେ ଘୋଷ ବନ୍ତ ବଳବନ୍ତ। ମୁଁ ସବୁ ଘୋଷି ଦଉଥିଲି, ମତେ ସେଥିପାଇଁ କହୁଥିଲେ ତ ସବୁଠୁ ଭଲ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ ନ୍ୟୁ ଏଜୁକେସନ ପଲିସି କହିଲା କ'ଣ, ରୋଟ୍ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ରୁ ନାହିଁ, କମ୍ପିଟେନ୍ସି ବେସ୍ଡ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ, ସ୍କିଲ୍ ବିଲ୍ଡିଂ, ପର୍ସନାଲିଟି ବିଲ୍ଡିଂ, ଯୋଉଟା କି ବିବେକାନନ୍ଦ କହୁଥିଲେ ସେଲ୍ଫ କନଫିଡେନ୍ସ, ସେଲ୍ଫ ଏସ୍ଟିମ୍, ଲାଇଫ ସ୍କିଲ୍ସ, ପର୍ସନାଲିଟି। ତେଣୁ ଏଗୁଡ଼ା କେବଳ କ୍ଲାସ ରୁମ୍ ଟିଚିଂ ରେ ହେଇପାରିବନି, ସେଇଟାକୁ ଅନ୍ୟ ଗୋଟେ ଥର କରିବା। କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଆମ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ସର୍କମଷ୍ଟାନ୍ସରେ ସାର୍ ଯୋଉ କହୁଥିଲେ, ମୁଁ କେତେ ଗୁଡ଼େ ଜିନିଷ ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆମେ ସରକାରରେ mathematics and English ରେ ଯୋଡ଼ିଏ ସବଜେକ୍ଟରେ ଆମର ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ସ୍କୁଲ ବହୁତ ଖରାପ ଥିଲା। ଏଇଠି ଗୋଟେ ହାଇଦ୍ରାବାଦ ପାଖରେ ବନ୍ଦେ ମାତରମ୍ ଫାଉଣ୍ଡେସନ ସେ ଲାଗିକିରି ମାନେ ଇଏ ସ୍ପୋକନ ଇଂଲିଶ ଆଉ ମ୍ୟାଥ ସ୍କିଲ୍ ଟ୍ରିମେଣ୍ଡସ୍ ଇମ୍ପ୍ରୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ and it is reflected in education. ବିହାରର ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ସ୍କୁଲ ର ଲୋକମାନେ କମ୍ପିଟ୍ କରିକିରି ସେମାନେ ବି ଅଲ୍ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ରାଙ୍କ ପ୍ରାଇଭେଟ ସ୍କୁଲ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ରଖିଛନ୍ତି। ତେଣୁ ଆମେ କରିପାରିବା। ସୋ ପ୍ରଥମ ହଉଛି जोटा मु पाठ पढ़ा पर कहूँ मु निजे पढ़ाए शिक्षक तेणु मु कहूँ प्रथमे हूँ एबिलिटी एबिलिटी बहुत समय देखिए स्कूल मानकरे एबिलिटी सेक्शन गोटे थाए देयर वुड बी 10टा 12टा स्टूडेंट जो माने आर वेरी ब्रिलियंट दे नीड टू बी फोकस्ड अपन आमको जमी पद बाबू आमको ट्यूशन डाकुले मो बापा एत पैसा नतला किंतु पद बाबू डाकिले तू आसबू मो ट्यूशन रे करू जोटा जमी आमको ये करुले मलय भी आम ट्यूशन रे आसुला तेणु आमर गोटे एबिलिटी जो सेक्शन दिल्ली पब्लिक स्कूल रे अच्छी एबिलिटी सेक्शन तांकू जोड़ा ब्राइट जो माने A2 अच्छंती तांकू केमिति A1 को आनिमा जो माने A3 अच्छंती ताकू A2 आनिमा आ बहुत लोग B ग्रुप रे अच्छंती फेल ग्रुप रे अच्छंती तांकू केमिति पास करिया तेणु प्रथमे होची एबिलिटी सेक्शन को गोटे केमिति स्ट्रांग करिया को पड़िबो सेति पे टीचर मानकर टाइम दरकार आफ्टर स्कूल दरकार आउ तापर वीक स्टूडेंट मानको तांको पे हमरो स्पेशल क्लास करिया दरकार मु गत वर्ष पूरी जाऊली सब बेले दिवाकर सांगे सार सांगे मिसिकी ये जो वीक स्टूडेंट मानक केमिति गोटे एक्स्ट्रा टीचिंग आवर करा गोटे स्कीम करूँ किंतु बहुत सिस्टम रो बहुत प्रॉब्लम तेणु एनीवे तापर सेकंड होची जो टीचर मानकर टीचर इज फास्ट इज स्टूडेंट सेकंड टीचर को स्टूडेंट भीतर आम भी थिला बेले आम समुद्र कूल जाऊलु बुलूलु क्लास बंक करूँ सब करूँ सी भी चली एबे टिके बेसी नेट करूँ सब ये करूँ यूट्यूब देखुं केते कौन कर प्रॉब्लम अच्छी से सब ये हो पार टीचर मानकर आमर आम जो पढ़ुलु से जमी दिवाकर बाबू कि विजय बाबू कि किशोर बाबू कि बसंत बाबू माने सबू टीचर वाज आइडियल पद बाबू वाज द आइडियल मो पे दिवाकर वाज द मोस्ट आइडियल टीचर आई हैव एवर सीन माय लाइफ तेणु आमे बसंत बाबू समस्त से सार माने ट्यूशन करथले किंतु पिला वाज द सुप्रीम तेणु से जिनसटा नाही सेटा केमिति टीचर मानकर आमे करि परिबा सेटा गोटे मु भाबुतली बहुत गुडे स्कूल रे रिसोर्स ग्रुप करछंती आमे अलुमनाई एसोसिएशन करिछु हमर पुरी रे बहुत भलो टीचर अछंती रिटायर्ड टीचर अछंती गोटे रिसोर्स ग्रुप भी करी हबो जो माने कि यंग टीचर मानको पढ़ेई परिबे से हमर जो हेड सर अछंती सीए भी पढ़ेई परिबे टीचर को ट्रेन करिया पड़िबो तापर थर्ड थिंग होची परफॉर्मेंस इज वेरी इंपोर्टेंट स्टूडेंट मानकर परफॉर्मेंस टीचर मानकर गोटे परफॉर्मेंस सेशन करिया पड़िबो तापर स्टूडेंट मानकर एकेडमिक एते नहीं पारिबोनी वी मस्ट हैव नॉन एकेडमिक एक्टिविटीज आमे देखिछु मो चीफ सेक्रेटरी आमे देखिछि कराटे क्लास योगा क्लास तापर डांस क्लास एगुड़ा सब दीज आर वेरी इंपोर्टेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ ये एलोक्यूशन एगुड़ा सब वेरी इंपोर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ देन ओनली ये ना घोषा करिके परीक्षा रिजल्ट करबो दैट इज यू डोंट बिल्ड ह्यूमन बीइंग्स तापरे स्पोर्ट्स आर्ट्स म्यूजिक एलोक्यूशन योगा कराटे एगुड़ा सब एगुड़ा दिस इज आल्सो ए वेरी इंपोर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ ये तापरे तीनटा जिनिस जोटा कि हमको डिफरेंशिएट करिबो मु जाने बारे आमे जत्ते सोशल स्टडी पढुथुलु जत्ते सब्जेक्ट पढुथुलु तार बेस कोनसी गोटे लैंग्वेज आमे ओडिया करिबा नहले इंग्लिश करिबा गोटे लैंग्वेज स्किल इज वेरी इंपोर्टेंट कंप्यूटर प्रोफिशिएंसी इज वेरी इंपोर्टेंट तापरे मैथ स्किल इज वेरी इंपोर्टेंट मु देखिछि बहुत पिला फेल होउछंती मैथमेटिक्स स्किल मैथमेटिक्स इज एक्सट्रीमली पुअर इन आमे मु देखिछि गोटे स्कूल रे गवर्नमेंट स्कूल रे हैदराबाद रे 5टी स्टूडेंट 6टी टीचर सो दैट इज द कंडीशन बट मु कहि परिबी आज स्टेट आंध्र प्रदेश की तेलंगाना बहुत गुडा स्कूल गवर्नमेंट स्कूल रो से माने आईआईटी आईआईएम बैंक बहुत जाइछन एबे भी जाउछंती आ एमसेट रे कि जो ये रे जॉब करछंती तापरे टीचर पेरेंट एसोसिएशन को पेरेंट मु देखिनी जे कि टीचर पिलांकर इंटरेस्टेड होबन तांकर अन्य थाई पारे से एफर्ट ता गोटे कांटेक्ट करिकि सेटा को गोटे बिकॉज़ दैट इज ए पार्ट ऑफ द स्टेक होल्डर्स जेमिति गवर्नमेंट चंदी बाबू लिखितले जेमिति गवर्नमेंट इज ए पार्ट ऑफ द स्टेक होल्डर गवर्नमेंट स्कूल रे हमें रही कि बहुत जिनस आमे गवर्नमेंट रूल रो बियॉन्ड हमर हेड सर कहिले हमको सार माने कहउतले सत्य कहइबो मिछ कहइबो अप्रिय सत्य कहइबोनी हमर हेड सर अप्रिय सत्य कहिले किंतु गवर्नमेंट स्कूल रो बहुत प्रॉब्लम अछि सेटा को आमे गोटे सॉल्व करि पारिबानी किंतु चेष्टा करबा मलय बाबू फॉर एग्जांपल बहुत जगह बाकी जाइतिले केते गुड जिंस करी हेछि आगुरु भी करा हेछि तापरे देखो ये सुब्रलीना मु देखिछि दिल्ली रे कोन कले दिल्ली स्कूल मानक रे ये जो एक्सपेरिमेंटल इकोनॉमिक्स रे जो अभिजीत बैनर्जी जो करी करी तांकर हमर गवर्नमेंट स्कूल रो सबटु मेन प्रॉब्लम होछि हमर गवर्नमेंट स्कूल टीचर आर सैलरी जब काम कर न कर दरमा को दरमा मिलिबो प्राइवेट स्कूल रे काई करचंती तांकर हायर एंड फायर अछि तांकर 5000 जो टीचर मु गवर्नमेंट रे हमर हैदराबाद आमे दउचु 30000 गवर्नमेंट स्कूल रे प्राइवेट स्कूल रे 5000 रे करचंती से सिस्टम टाको आमे बदलई पारिबा नाही से यूनियन अछि सेटा को कहिबे जते न डिस्कस न करबा सेते भलो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल रे अछंती मु देखिछि गवर्नमेंट स्कूल रे टीचर रही की प्रॉक्सी टीचर रे काम करूचंती सेमाने तांकर बिजनेस रे लागिचंती एमिता बहुत केस अछि आम स्कूल बहुत भलो स्कूल सेमिता हेनी तापरे जेमती वंदे मातरम फाउंडेशन जेमती बहुत डेडिकेटेड एनजीओ अछंती यदि सेमिता गोटे एनजीओ करिकि जो माने के टाइम देई परिबे आमे भाषण करि परिबा पैसा सपोर्ट करि परिबा आईटी सपोर्ट करि परिबा किंतु मु कहूतली मो निज क्लास रे मो सांगो आलोक मिश्र ओडिया सत्यवादी रो साक्ष्यपाल रो फाइनेंशियल इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ंती तांको क्लास रे 15% मोटे अटेंडेंस हुए वेबएक्स वेब क्लास रे तापरे लास्टली गवर्नमेंट स्कूल रे रही की आमे जदी इंडिपेंडेंस करी की पानी भितरे कुओ भितरे रही की मंडुको सांगरे कळी करबा जेमती गवर्नमेंट सांगरे सिस्टम ता गवर्नमेंट इज द मोनोलिथिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आमे सब 37 वर्ष देखि की आमे जहा चाहूथुलु ता आमे करि पारि बहुत प्रोग्रेस हेछि तेणु आमे जते बेले जाचक कहिला बेले ज्ञान कहिला बेले आमे कोन करि परिबा आमे गोटे थरो इंदिरा गांधी भाषण दउतले हेरिडिटी एनवायरनमेंट एंड कल्चर तीनटा जिंस आमे सब करि परिबा आमे कोन करि परिबा सेति कले मानो आगु सब वर्ष 4 थरो जाउती हमरो गोटे हमरो अलमुनाय अछि लोक को डाकी कथा सार माने डाकुतले आसिके भाषण दो 10 मिनिट करी प्राइज मेमो ये को जाउतली प्राइज मेमोरियल ट्रस्ट बोर्ड अछि सेटा बिषय डिस्कशन परे करिवा किंतु मो कहूची आमे कोन करि परिबा मो बहुत खुशी लागु छे जातक बाबू कि ज्ञान बाबू कि चंडी बाबू आ बहुत इंटरेस्ट होचंती आमे एटा आमो स्कूल रो मो ऐतिह्य कहिबी आमो स्कूल गोटे स्कूल जहार गोटे वर्ष जोड़िए पिला बेस्ट टेंथ रे जाइतले एमितिका स्कूल आमो स्कूल रो गोटे जो प्राइज मेमोरियल ट्रस्ट अछि ओडिसा रे कोनोसी स्कूल रे नाही तेणु आम स्कूल रो बहुत हेड सर को देखे बहुत भल लगिला कथार्थ आइछि किंतु हेड सर को निज प्रॉब्लम भी मु जानिछि किंतु एई सिस्टम भीतर रही कि आमे कोन करि परिबा एकेडमिक आमे कथार्थ करले आमे नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी रे 5 गोटा भाषण दी परिबा किंतु सेइटारे किछ हबोनी कोन कोन आमे करि परिबा ग्रुप भाबरे आम अलुमिनाय एसोसिएशन गोटे भलो ग्रुप है 69 ग्रुप टाको बंद करिकि करछु आ गोटा भलो हैला आमे कोन कोन करि परिबा आमे करि परिबा हेड सर को जेंति कंपाउंड वाल कथा होतला जेमती गोटे मंच तैयारी हला अजित बहुत है ये कला साहाଯ୍य कला ये कला हम सब ये कलु मंच तैयारी हला कि आगुरु सुनंतु स्कूल रे जो कहउतले बतबडे मु मेसेज सुनला बडे मते दुख लागे स्कूल अलुमिनिय में एसोसिएशन कहउनी तो मामू टंका दे दियो स्कूल इज रिसोर्सफुल स्कूल रे टीचर माने फुल रिसोर्स अछंती केमिति टीचर्स परफॉर्मेंस स्टूडेंट परफॉर्मेंस लीडरशिप एगुड़ा सब करिया पड़ो मु एति कहि के रहउची सॉरी मु ए बेसी टाइम नै गली क्षमा मागुची किंतु आमे आमो भितरे किछि करियो निश्चय करियो एतरे किछि माने द्वेधा भी नाही करिबा काई कोले आमु पिला बेले पढौतले आमो इंग्लिश टीचर विषय रे होप स्प्रिंग्स इटर्नल ह्यूमैनिटी ह्यूमन रेस्ट आमे लेटस आशावादी होबा अलेक्जेंडर को लिखिले आमे आशावादी कि आमे किछि करि परिबा से आशावादी कि आमे 30 वर्ष आम प्राइड आमो स्कूल आमो प्राइड आमे सेटा को केमति कल्टीवेट करबा एते गुडे सांग हेलेनी प्लीज ईमेल शेयर करंतु कथा वार्ता करबा सेटा गोटे बहुत आम पे बहुत भलो हो रही।